Hi, my name is Chris Cavin. I teach high school math at Shoedron High School in Lincoln Parish. The part of education that I am most passionate about is the use of technology in the classroom. Technology is all around us. It is something that has fascinated me my entire life. My goal is that students are taught not only how to be good digital citizens, but also how to thrive in this digital world we live in. In the video you are about to see, you will see a group of 10th grade students in a geometry classroom setting. This particular group of students has a mixed population, including 9 special education students, 5 504 students, and 3 general education students. The lesson is a lesson about angle relationships. It is a geometry lesson from the standard GCO-C9. GCO-C9 is a Louisiana student standard for mathematics. It is one of the major strands in the geometry standards. It states that students should be able to prove theorems about angles and angle relationships, such as corresponding angles, vertical angles, and linear pairs. Prior to the video starting, we played a game that was a vocabulary game that helped the students with the new vocabulary we would be doing in this lesson. Afterwards, you also will not see a period of time where the students are working on several problems while I walked around and helped students as they needed it. The lesson picks up as we are going over the problems that the students have worked on. You will see in the video me use a random generator to call students at random to answer the questions. Call on you because I think most of us should at least have the first 3 of these. And then we'll look at the last 2, because that's what I'm seeing. The struggle, of course, is with the algebraic expressions, which I expected. Let's take a quick look. Where did I do with my mouse? Here it is. All right, so let's take a quick look here at the first 3, and then we'll see what we can do with the next 3. All right, Austin, you get the first one. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I want you to say what your answer is, and then I want you to click in that blank and see if you're right. You said 30. Let's see if it's right. 30 degrees, very good. All right, 30 degrees because they're supplementary. Remember that supplementary angles add up to 180. 150 plus 30 is 180, right? Did you get something different, Jeremiah? 38? 150 plus 38 would have been 188. So you've been 8 too high. I have to add up to 180. All right, so let me give Austin his point. And let's go to the next person. Oh, sorry. And Stephen. All right. Stephen, again, what I want you to do, I'm going to ask you, where you go? There you go. I'm going to ask you to say your answer, and then I want you to click in that blank and check and see if you're right. Say it out loud first.
63.
63, let's take a look. And 63 is right. Very good. All right. So 63, because complementary angles have to add up to 90. So you would say basically what plus 27 equals 90. And so 90 minus 27 gives you 63. All right, let's give it a point and go to the next person. All right, Lane. Lane, you get number 3. If A and B are vertical angles and the measure of angle A is 36 degrees, what's the measure of angle B? Say it first and click it. 36. 36? 36. Because vertical angles are equal to each other. They're congruent, therefore their measures are equal. Very good. All right, so now we get to the next 2, which are kind of tough. And so when I call you at random here, if you don't know it, it's okay. We're going to walk through it, all right? I still want you to try. See what we come up with, all right? It's okay to be wrong. It's just not okay to not try. All right, Jeremiah. Now, again, let's see if you got the right answer, and then we're going to work through it. What did you get for this one? Say again? All right, well, all right, before you click the blank down, let's talk about it. What would I do here? What do you think I do? What does this word mean, you know? Linear pair. What does it mean to be a linear pair? They're not going to be the same. They could be. It's possible that a linear pair could be equal, but they don't have to be. What I do know about a linear pair is that they're going to be what? Help him out.
2 points that equal 180.
2 points, 2 angles.
280.
2 angles that add up to 180 degrees, right? So hold the mouse right there for just a second, Jeremiah. We're going to look at this one together. Okay? Here's what I know. I've got a linear pair, so I'm going to just draw. Now, I want you to understand this is by no means drawn to scale. Okay? I have no idea what the angles actually are before I'm starting the problem, right? This is a linear pair because if I hide their common side, do you see a line? So if it's a linear pair, what do I know about the 2 angles? Mark said it a second ago. They add up to 180. They're supplementary to one another because the measure of a straight line is 180 degrees, right? Now, I don't know any specific measurements. I just know an expression. So if this is angle A, I can call this expression 2x plus 8. And if this is angle B, I can call this expression 3x plus 2. Right? And I know that together they add up to 180 degrees. Yes? So I know that this expression, 2x plus 8, plus this expression, 3x plus 2, equals 180. Are y'all tracking with me on that? Does that make sense what I've done so far? All right. So now what do I do to solve this? How can I solve this equation? It's basically what you did a while ago, Harvey. I wrote it first before I did what you did.
I don't know if you put them together.
Put them together. Do I have any like terms?
Yeah.
What's 2x and 3x equal? 5x, very good. What's 8 and 2 equal? 10. I noticed as I walked around, some of y'all add that expression together first and then write down. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I just tend to write the whole thing down first. So now I've got 5x plus 10 equals 180. Now what do I do, Jeremiah, since this is your problem? From the purple, what do I do next? Minus 10. Very good. I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. That's going to leave me with what over here? Okay, good job. 5x equals, what's 180 minus 10? That's it, 170. Good job. And then the last step I need to do is divide by, or just 5. Divide by 5. You want x to stay over there, right? So I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And when I divide by 5, I'm kind of running out of room. When I divide by 5, I've got x equals, and somebody that has already done this or has a calculator, what's 170 divided by 5? 34. So Jeremiah, what's the answer to this one? 34. Let's click it and see if you're right. 34. Very good. All right. So y'all see how to do that one? Now what's the difference on the next one? All right. On the next one, they're actually equal to each other, right? So Jeremiah Johnston, sticking with the same name. What do you think the answer to number 11 is first, and then click it and see if you're right? 5, click the blank and see if you're right. 5 it is, very good. This time they were equal to each other. Why were they equal to each other?
Because they're vertical.
Because vertical angles are equal in measure. If I've got, oh sorry, didn't have a pen. All right, so if I've got that 2 lines crossed, 2 lines making that big X, the angles across from one another, this angle and this angle, they're vertical, and they will always be equal in measure. So if this one is 7x minus 5, and this one is 4x plus 10, this is one where you do set them up equal to one another. So I've got 7x minus 5 equals 4x plus 10, and then, just to save time, because I know we want to get to that Kahoot, I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. How many of y'all do this? Y'all like drawing that little line to help y'all keep that? Okay,
Yes,
good.
sir.
If y'all do that, that's perfect. I don't mind that at all. So I draw the little line down the equal sign. This gives us 3x minus 5 equals 10. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. And we get 3x equals 15. Divide by 3. And exactly as he said, x equals 5. All right, any questions? AJ?
Quick time. So whenever you do it, like whenever you do the going with the X on there.
Just like these two?
Yes, sir. So just sometimes you do it to where you don't at all touch the one with the exponent.
The one with the x in it?
Yeah, the X in it.
No, I'm pretty sure you're going to have to mess with the x in all of those cases. I can't imagine a problem where we didn't.
I'm probably thinking of a different problem,
But, you know, I hesitate to say never, because there could be a problem where it might throw an x in there and we're not going to use it. But most of the time, we're going to be dealing with, if it's asking me for what x is, I'm going to have to be able to plug it into the equation. So it's just, sometimes they're going to be equal to each other, which is what y'all like to do anyway, like this one. Sometimes they're not equal to each other, like this one. Okay?
What do you do if they're not equal?
If they're not equal, you've got to actually look at what their relationship is. So, that case, they were a linear pair, which meant they were supplementary, which means they add together to give you 180 degrees. So what I did on the top one is I added the two expressions and set that up equal to 180. On the bottom, vertical angles are congruent. Overall, I feel like the objectives in the lesson were covered. I think the students understood, for the most part, what they were supposed to understand when that lesson was going on. They had an idea of what supplementary meant, they had an idea of what congruent meant, and they were able to take regular numbers and regular angles and show that they were either supplementary or congruent, or whatever the relationship may have been. The only thing about the lesson I might have changed is I may have taken a day beforehand to potentially go over some algebra concepts that they needed to know. That seemed to be their biggest struggle, was when there was an algebraic expression used instead of regular numbers. If I had it to do over, I believe that is what I would have done differently, just to make sure they remembered, because it has been a long time since they did Algebra 1. I think the students enjoyed the lesson, particularly the games. Immediately after the segment you saw, we played a Kahoot game, going back over not only what we had done in that lesson, but also what we did in previous lessons. The students had fun, and then when the test happened, they demonstrated that they had understood very well. The test scores were pretty good.